Hello and welcome to another Montgomery Insights video. Today is the first in a series that we'll present to you intermittently, and we're going to call it the Whiteboard Series, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the whiteboard to demonstrate some things that you might believe are truisms for the stock market, in which we, in our unconventional way to approach the stock market, have discovered that sometimes the complete opposite is true. Today we're going to focus on dividends. Now, many investors at the time we're preparing this video believe that with the growth in the global economy under threat, the way to protect and preserve your capital is to look for high dividend yielding stocks. Many institutional investors, many institutional stockbrokers with high profiles have advocated an approach to investing in high dividend yield stocks as a defensive strategy. But let's look at a couple of real examples and see whether or not a high dividend yield is in fact something you should be looking at, or whether or not you should in fact focus on what we've always been talking about here, and that is A1 businesses, high quality companies whose intrinsic values have bright prospects for growth. Okay, so let's look at two companies to see whether or not pursuing dividend yields is the right thing to do. And this is going to be a vital lesson if you're thinking about retiring soon and the advice you're receiving is that you should head more towards income and annuity style products. Back in 2005, Telstra was on a dividend yield of 7.4%. Today, Telstra's dividend yield is just 7.25% and not much different to what it was in 2005. But think about this. If you'd invested $100 in Telstra in 2005, that $100 is now worth $71. So you've lost capital. That means that you've lost dividends as well. In fact, in 2005, you would have earned a dividend of $7.40. But now, in 2012, you're earning a dividend of $5.18. That's simply not good business. Contrast Telstra to another telecommunications company, M2 Telecommunications. Back in 2005, M2 Telecommunications was paying a 4.2% dividend yield. Today, M2 Telecommunications is paying a 5.17% dividend yield. The dividend yield's actually gone up. But what if you put $100 into M2 Telecommunications back in 2005? Today that $100 is worth $737. That means your dividend has risen from $4.20 to $38. That's great business. If you're thinking about retiring soon, or you're interested in enhancing your income, don't chase yields. And be careful of people who suggest you should. What you should be pursuing is high quality businesses. Have a look at this chart. This is a chart of Telstra's intrinsic value plotted against its price using scaffold. And going back 10 years, what you can see quite clearly is that there's been no increase in intrinsic value for a decade. Contrast this chart with the chart of M2 Telecommunications. Look at the difference. You can see that M2 Telecommunications' intrinsic value has been rising at a very attractive clip. And that's what we're after. Warren Buffett, in fact, said you should be looking for businesses whose intrinsic value rises at a satisfactory rate. Coming back to this table, you can see that your income is going to be reflected by the performance of the business, or is going to reflect the performance of the business. And M2 has better business performance, better intrinsic value performance, and better income performance. And that's all we've got time for this week. Be sure and tune in again next week when we present another Montgomery Value Investing Insights video. In the meantime, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And you may like to know that I've also released a digital version, an ebook version of Value.able. It's available on the iTunes store. There's a lot of videos and interactivity in there, and I'm sure you'll be impressed. It's just $19.99, and I look forward to continuing our value investing journey together.